students, how are you all? I hope you all are safe at home. Before going to start the lesson, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Pratyusha, MSc B.Ed, and I am going to teach you science in this academic year. And children, we all of us know that our country is agriculture based country. And our population is the second largest population in the world. As we know that as more population is there, we require more food. That means we have to produce more food. Why we have to give more importance to food? Because food provides us energy for doing our daily activities. And where do we get this food from? Can anyone answer? Where do we get this food from? We can get food from both plants and animals. So, it is necessary for us to cultivate these plants and animals. Can you define, children, what is agriculture? Can anyone define what is agriculture? What is agriculture? Agriculture is nothing but the science. It is a branch of science which deals with the study of growing plants and animals. Growing plants and animals. Understood, children? What is agriculture? Agriculture is nothing but it is a science, a branch of science which deals with the growing of plants and rearing of animals. Then what about horticulture? What is the difference between agriculture and horticulture? Horticulture is a branch of science which comes under the agriculture. That means it is a branch which comes from agriculture. What is the difference between agriculture and horticulture means? In horticulture, we used to study the science that deals with the growing of vegetables, that means the cultivation, the methods which we have implemented for the cultivation of vegetables, fruits, and even certain flowers. So, by using this horticulture techniques, we can develop a number of variety of plants, including like vegetables, fruits, flowers, etc. Okay, agriculture is a general branch. That means where we can study about the cultivation of both plants and animals. Okay, so why we are preferring here to do agriculture and why we produce this food in larger quantities means we know that the importance of food. What is the importance of food? Let us know the importance of food first. We know that food is the one which provides us energy, and it is the one which helps in the growth and maintenance of our body, and it helps in proper functioning of our body parts. That means the working of our body parts, and it also helps in fighting against, that means it helps in fighting against diseases. And this also helps us to, the food also helps us to not only fighting against the diseases, it also provides certain things like repairing also. That means it helps in the repairing of damaged cells. So food helps us in many ways. These are the different functions of food. The first priority goes for this energy. That means food provides us energy for doing our daily activities. Without food, without eating food, we may not get any energy. For even moving our eyelids also, we need some amount of energy. So, that means food provides us energy for doing simple things to complex things. Okay. Next one, growth. Food supplies certain nutrients like proteins which helps us in the growth of our body and maintenance of our body. That means cell division, etc. and all these things are done. So growth and development, the cell and size increases. Development means increase in the size of the cell. Growth means the division of the cells. Okay. Next one, proper functioning. That means like our body may carry out certain activities, like we can say respiration, digestion, excretion, all they come under the functions of our body. And food supplies energy and certain nutrients which helps in proper functioning of our body. And next one, food also contains certain nutrients which makes our body strengthen, so that our body cells may become more energetic and they become strong, so that they can fight against various germ causing diseases. Okay, that is next one. And last one, last but not least, we can say the food can also help us in repairing of damaged cells. That means sometimes because of injury or because of certain conditions, cuts are formed on our body, and these cuts are healed by our body proteins. That means the proteins which are present in our body. The proteins are again, they are supplemented by the food itself. That means here food also helps us in repairing of damaged cells. So that is all about the importance of food. We know about the importance of food. Now we will discuss about how can we produce food. Before going to start the topic, how can we produce food, we have to know that man is a wanderer. Billions of years ago, as the life has started, as the man has evolved, it has been shown that the man used to hunt for food. That means he is a wanderer. He used to that means he used to migrate from one place to another place in search of food. But in the recent times, that means 12,000 years ago, this agriculture has started. We all are discussing that agriculture is simply as a branch of science that deals with the growing of plants and rearing of animals. But in detail, we have to know how the agriculture has been modified in these recent times and how the modern agriculture has evolved. As we know that the Green Revolution in the year 1960 has evolved, because it was the Green Revolution was started by Mr. M.S. Swaminathan. Why this Green Revolution has been started? What is Green Revolution? Green Revolution is nothing but the research which was done by the scientists in order to produce more quantity of food grains. That means to increase the production of food grains, scientists has done research. So that particular research we can call it as Green Revolution. Because of the Green Revolution, a number of varieties of crop plants are developed. And to know the modern agriculture, we have to understand about the cultivation of crops. Can you say, children, how can we grow these crops? What are these crops? So what are crop plants? What are food grains? All this we have to know in detail. So in agriculture we are having two parts. What are they? One is growing of plants. Is it enough if you grow plants in a small garden to produce food in larger quantities? No. That means we require large hectares of land is required for the production of food grains in larger quantities. Okay. And we also need the help of animals also. Even animals also produce food. That means we depend on both animals and plants for our food. We know that the animals in turn depend on plants, because plants are the universal producers. Okay, let me tell you that the branch that means under the branch of agriculture we are having both growing of plants and rearing of animals. So growing of plants is nothing but what we are discussing today. So growing of plants is nothing but the topic. Today we are going to learn that lesson name is crop production. So today we are going to learn about the crop production. Under agriculture, one of the subject is crop production. And what about the rearing of animals? Rearing of animals is nothing but cultivation of different varieties of animals for the production of food in turn. So we can call it as animal husbandry. Animal husbandry. That is the term used for cultivation of crops, we can call it as crop production. And for the rearing of animals, that means for the cultivation of animals, for the production of food, we can call it as animal husbandry. And this is not important for us for today's topic. And let us learn what is crop production. So first of all, we have to know what is a crop. Before going to know the details of this lesson, we have to know about what is a crop. So, what is a crop? Crop can be defined as, what is a crop? Crop can be defined as a group of plants which are grown in a particular field area for the production of food, for the purpose of human beings. So, what is a crop? Group of plants grown in same field. For what? For the production of food. So the plants which are grown here in this field for the production of food are called, and these plants, this group of plants, we can call them as simply crop plants. Crop means a group of plants grown in the same field for food production. That is nothing but crop. And these plants which are grown for the food production, they are known as crop plants. And next one, we have to know about food grains. Another definition is food grains. Food grains. What are these food grains? What are these food grains? Food grains are nothing but the nutritious seeds. That means they contain some nutrients. The nutritious seeds which are produced from tall grasses. They are produced from tall grasses like cereals. What are food grains? We can call them food grains as nutritious seeds. Nutritious seeds, and they are produced from tall grasses like cereal plants. Can you give examples for these food grains? We can give a number of examples for them. So wheat grains, paddy grains, like that. We can also give some fenugreek, barley grains, maize grains. Okay, all these are different examples for the food grains. Okay, before going to start the topic in detail, okay, we have learnt about the definitions. What are the different definitions we have learnt, children? What are they? First one, crop plants we have learnt. Food grains. Crop plants, food grains. What are crop plants? Crop plants are nothing but the plants which are grown in the same field for the production of food. And these plants are called, and such plants are called crop plants. What are food grains? Food grains are nothing but the nutritious seeds which are cultivated from the tall grasses, which are produced from tall grasses like cereals. Examples we have given, that is wheat grains, paddy grains, etc. Okay, we know two different crop plants are very familiar, that is wheat and rice. Both wheat and rice are most popular all over the world because they are the main, that means we can say they are the main staple food which are used in most parts of our world. And the first grown crop plants are cereals. We know that wheat and rice, they come under cereal grains, and these particular cereals are the first crop plants which are cultivated in our country, in most parts of the world. First, whenever at the beginning, we can say at the beginning of agriculture, these cereals are the one which are first cultivated. Later on, different kinds of crop plants are grown. Okay, so what are the different crop plants we mainly use or mainly cultivated all over the world? We cultivate both wheat and rice. Staple food means it is the main food Okay, in most parts of the world, we can say that the wheat and rice are the important food grains that are required by people. Okay, and we have known about these crop plants, and we'll discuss the different kinds of crop plants. How the crop plants are classified into different kinds. So, classification of crop plants. Crop plants are mainly classified into two kinds. They are mainly classified into two kinds. They are based on the purpose. They are classified and based on seasons. So crop plants are basically divided into two kinds or two categories. One is based on the purpose and second one based on the season. Okay, based on the purpose, we are in turn having three types. We are again having three types of crops. Food crops, plantation crops, and cash crops. Based on the purpose, we are having again three types of crops. What are they? Food crops, plantation crops, cash crops. And based on the season, we are having mainly two categories, and another category is also there that is not in your syllabus, but I will discuss the other category also. Okay, Kharif crops, Rabi crops, and last one Zaid crops. Only Kharif and Rabi are included in your syllabus and Zaid is not included in your syllabus. Okay, so these are the various kinds or various types of crops that are classified on different basis. One is based on the purpose and second one based on the seasons. Let us discuss about the crop plants. They are classified based on the purpose. So how many types of crop plants are there based on the purpose? We are having how many types of crops? Three. What are they? Food crops, plantation crops, cash crops. Okay, based on purpose we are having three types. Okay, first one we will discuss. The first category. What are they? Food crops. See, the crops which are mainly grown for the production of food. The crops which are mainly grown for the production of food are called, especially for human consumption, human use. Such crops are called food crops. What are food crops? Food crops are the crops which are produced or cultivated only for the production of food for human use. Can you give any examples for these food crops? We can give a number of examples like wheat, paddy. Paddy means nothing but rice. Okay, maize. So many examples we can give like barley. A number of examples are there regarding food crops. Okay, the second category under purpose is plantation crops. What are plantation crops? The crops which are grown in large estates. The crops which are grown in large estates, that means large vast area of land, and these crops are mainly grown for the purpose of not only for the consumption, for the human consumption or for the farmers, but it is also helpful for the farmers in economically also. That means they can sell. That means the crops which can be grown in large estates and they are sale, they put it for sale in the extent areas. That means they are distant areas we can say. So in the distant areas they put these crops for sale after harvestation. Okay, what are plantation crops? The plantation crops are those which are cultivated in large farmlands. That means in large hectares of land, and they can be after harvestation, the product of these crops can be sold. That means they can be sold in the distant areas. That is about plantation crops. We can give different examples for these plantation crops, like we can say tea, coffee, and we can also say rubber, coconut, So what are the different examples? Like we can say coconut, tea, coffee, rubber, all these are the different examples for the plantation crops. Then third category is, what is the third category? Based on the purpose, we are having another category that is cash crops. The third category of the crops are based on the purpose, we are having cash crops. What are cash crops? The crops which are produced only for the profit, only for getting money. It is not used by the farmer itself. That means the crop which is harvested, the product of the crop may not be used by the farmer itself. So such, and it can be sold outside to get money, only for the money purpose, only for getting profits only. The farmers, they used to cultivate these crops, and such crops are called cash crops. So only for the profit wise, for the purpose of profit only we are going to cultivate. And examples include, what are the different examples that come under cash crops? First one, best example is cotton, jute, we can say, and sugarcane. And we can also give various examples like opium, even rice also. That means in certain countries they don't have this rice cultivation. So we used to send rice also for getting benefit, for getting money. So rice, and so many other examples are there. And on one more example we can say tobacco. So another example we can give tobacco. So these are the different examples for cash crops. What are cash crops? The crops which are grown only for the profit purpose. So there is a purpose, for the profit purpose only we are cultivating these crops. And examples include cotton, jute, sugarcane, opium, rice, tobacco, etc. So these are the different varieties of or different types of crops included under purpose. Okay, based on the purpose we have classified three types of crops into three types. That means we have classified crops into three types based on the purpose. And next comes based on the season. Based on the season we are having different categories. What are they? Kharif, Rabi and the third case is Zaid crop. Okay, I already told you that the Zaid crops are not included in your syllabus, but I will explain you that type also. Okay, now we'll discuss the first category, Kharif crops. What is the first one? Kharif crops. If you consider Kharif crops, these crops, they are generally sown at the time of, that means they are sown at the beginning of southwest monsoon. Southwest monsoons. Southwest monsoon means the winds that are flown from the Indian Ocean. The winds that are flown from the Indian Ocean through in the direction of southwest. From the southwest region, the winds are blown from the Indian Ocean. So those months, winds, we can call them as southwest monsoon. Nothing but the rainy season. Nothing but rainy season. That means the starting of rainy season. When the rain comes, can you guess what is the month of rainy season? What is the month of rainy season? When the rain starts? At the time of June or July. That means we have to sow the seeds of these crops at the beginning of June or July. That means at the starting of rainy season. Okay. And when we are going to harvest these crops? September or October. That means after the completion of rainy season, after the southwest monsoons went off or they are completed. After that after that rainy season only we have to harvest the crops. And if you consider these crops they need plenty amount of water. That means they need more water for their growth. That means these crops require more amount of water. Can you give examples for these Kharif crops? We can give a number of examples for these Kharif crops. The best example is paddy. We know that paddy need more amount of water. Other than paddy, we can also give cotton, soya bean also, maize, etc. Okay, corn. Maize means corn. Okay, so these are the different examples we can see under, we can include under kharif crops. You ask me that, madam, it is okay that paddy crops need plenty of water, but what about cotton? Cotton may not need plenty of water, but it is one of the exception. As we know that cotton grows only in the kharif season, but it may not need plenty of water like paddy and other crops. That is the exception. Okay, in general we can say kharif crops need more amount of water. Some exceptions are there. Under that we can give example cotton. Okay, next comes the second one. Based on season we can classify crops into another type. What is the second type? The second type is rabi crops. What are these rabi crops? Rabi crops are generally sown like kharif crops. Kharif crops are grown at the beginning of rainy season and harvested after rainy season. But here, these particular crops, they are grown in the, that means they are started, that means they are sown. The grains are sown at the beginning of winter season. So, winter season means in the months of October or December. Winter season. At the beginning of winter season, we used to sow the seeds. So, seeds are sown. And after the completion of this winter season, that means at the time of March or April, we used to harvest. Okay, that means the crops which are grown sown at the beginning of winter season, that means October or December, and which are harvested after the completion of winter season, that means and during the time of March or April. These crops are said to be rabi crops. Okay, can you give examples for the rabi crops, children? What are the examples for the rabi crops? Examples include, first one, wheat. The best example is wheat. Other than wheat, we are having a number of examples like linseed, mustard, etc. Okay, these are the various examples which can be considered under rabi crops. What are the examples included under rabi crops? So many examples are there, and we are giving the best examples, that is wheat, linseed, mustard, etc. Okay, next coming to the third category of the classification of crops based on season. What is the third category? Zaid crops. These are the crops, they are grown, that means the cultivation of these crops can be done especially in the summer season. So we know that summer is very hot and it is very sultry. We know that. And in the season, we used to grow a number of crops, like we can say pumpkins, cucumbers, and another example we can give bitter gourd. That means bitter gourd can also be grown in other seasons, but especially in this particular season, in summer season, this particular crops may give more yield. Okay. Most commonly we can say bitter gourd can be grown in other seasons also, but more yield we can say. This is exception. I am saying different exceptions are there. In general, if you speak, we are having different examples like pumpkins, cucumbers and bitter gourd. Okay. That means in summer season especially we can say pumpkins, cucumbers, they grow. Bitter gourd also grows, that means the yield is more. Other than that, the bitter gourd can also be grown in other seasons. Okay, and we can also say that these zaid crops, they can also be cultivated in irrigated lands. What are irrigated lands? The lands which contain plenty of water. That means the required amount of water. They are called, irrigated means water. That means they contain some required amounts of water. That lands are called irrigated lands. We can also grow these particular crops in the irrigated lands also. Understood, children? This is all about the classification of crops based on the seasons. I hope you understood, children. Once again, we recall the topic, introduction to crop production. Crop production, okay. What is crop production? The growth of plants in a large scale is called crop production. Definitions. What are crop plants? A group of plants grown in a field for the production of food is called crop, and the plants are said to be crop plants. Example, see here, very colorful pictures are there. Here we are having the rice, wheat plants, maize crop, barley. Almost we can say the paddy, that means rice, wheat and barley, they are almost similar in structure, in visibility, okay. And next comes food grains. What are food grains? So food grains are nothing but the tall grasses like cereals are cultivated for their nutritious seeds, and these seeds are said to be food grains. Examples like wheat grains and paddy grains are given here, and here you can observe in the picture a number of grains like maize grains, we can say paddy grains, wheat grains, even fenugreek we can also see here. So barley grains, examples are various examples are given in this particular picture, okay. Next comes crop plants in detail. So the crop plants, like we can say, the first crops to be cultivated are cereals. That means at the beginning of agriculture, many different kinds of crops are grown for food. After that, and wheat and rice are the most familiar ones. They are the important cereals and provide staple food in the most parts of the world. So this is paddy, or we can say rice. And different kinds, classification of crops. So we are having different kinds of crops. Basically they are classified into two kinds, based on purpose and based on seasons. And crops are classified into three types based on purpose. So what are the food crops, plantation crops, cash crops? Food crops, see here you can observe various pictures regarding food crops. What are food crops? The crops that are grown as food for human and animals, both human and animals, okay. Not only for human, animals also. Examples, wheat, paddy, gram, beans, groundnut, sunflower, etc. They are different examples. So this is one, we can say this is the paddy, and here we can see the Bengal gram, okay, and here we can see wheat. These are the different examples for food crops. And plantation crops, here you have to know difference between plantation crops and cash crops. Next comes the cash crops. So plantation crops are those which are not only utilized by the that means they are mainly produced only for the sale, not only for the purpose consumption, but also for sale, that means for the exportation. Distant market means for other countries also we used to send for selling, okay. So plantation crops, the crops that are grown in large estates, that means in large areas of land, often for sale in distant market. Example, tea, coffee, rubber, coconut. See how colorful pictures I have given. This is coffee plant and these are tea crop, and we are having the last one, rubber crop, okay. We know about coconuts, coconut trees, okay, we are familiar with that. And next comes cash crops, the crops which are grown mainly for profit, only for the money, economic purpose, they are called cash crops. And here I have given a number of examples like cotton, jute, sunflower, tobacco, etc. And in the picture also I have shown so many types of cash crops like jute, cotton, tea, sugarcane, rice, opium. So we all of us know that opium is one of the drug, okay. Next comes, we have to see this different types of list of crop plants and their examples. So there are a number of crop plants here. So cereals, pulses, oil seeds, root crops, tuber crops, sugar crops, plantation crops, fiber crops. I have given examples also here. For cereals, examples include wheat, paddy, maize, barley, ragi. Ragi is nothing but finger millet. Pulses means pulses. Examples we can give gram, peas, beans. And oil seeds we can give mustard, groundnut, sunflower, and so on. Root crops like sweet potato we grow in large quantities, and tuber crops like potato and tapioca, and sugar crops like sugarcane, beetroot. Plantation crops, tea, coffee, rubber, coconut. Fiber crops, we know fiber means we can use to make fabric. Fiber is a long string which is taken from the plants like cotton and long strings of thread, very thin threads. So taken from cotton and jute. Okay, this is all about the different types of croplands and their examples. Next comes the classifications based on season. So how many types of crops are there based on the season? Basically there are two types, Kharif crops and Rabi crops. I have given example for Kharif crops, cotton. Picture here, I have given a colorful picture, and for Rabi crops I have given another colorful picture, that is mustard. Here I have given a picture that shows mustard crop. Kharif crops, the crops that are grown during the southwest monsoon, that is June or July, and are harvested after the monsoon, that is in September or October, are said to be Kharif crops. These crops require more amount of water. Examples include paddy, cotton, soya bean, etc. So this is soya bean plant. Understood, children? Next, Rabi crops. The crops that are grown during the October or December and are harvested by the time of March or April are said to be Rabi crops. Examples: wheat, gram, pea, mustard, linseed, etc. We know about wheat and gram, and we are also familiar with this pea, mustard, and this is pea plant, and this is linseed. From this we will get linseed oil. This is linseed. These are the seeds of linseed crop. Okay. Next, I am giving assignment for you. The assignment includes 3 sections. The first section includes answer the following questions. Under this section, we are having 2 questions. First question, difference between agriculture and horticulture. I have explained you about agriculture and horticulture, so you have to write the answer. Next, second one, explain about the different kinds of crops. So you have to explain about, that means you have to write about the classification of crops here. Next section, fill in the blanks. Under that you are having 3 fill in the blanks. First one, dash crops are cultivated during winter season. Second one, barley is the example for dash crops. Third one, a group of plants grown in a field is called dash. Next comes third section. Here I have given pictures. So please observe these pictures carefully and write a few notes, a few sentences on these pictures. Okay. So third section, observe and identify the pictures and write short notes on each of them. The first picture you have to identify and write the name of the picture, title of the picture, and you have to write at least 1 or 2 sentences. Similarly, for the second picture also you have to observe what type of crop it is and then write a few sentences on this picture. Okay, this is all about the assignment, and I hope you all understood about the topic, and in the next class we'll meet you. I'll meet you, and we have to discuss so many other topics, especially the other topics like we can say methods of crop production. It is very important topic, so we have to discuss about this topic. Until then, be safe and be protective, and meanwhile you have to answer these questions. I'll give the answer key for this particular assignment also in the next class. For the next class. Okay, thank you children. Thank you for listening. I hope you all understood about this topic today.